Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Now, most of you know I've lost over 100 pounds. So today we are making one of my favorite soups. We're making a creamy white lasagna soup, super high in protein. This is actually gonna be my dinner tonight, so I figured we'd make it together. I already have everything laid out. I'm actually using both ground beef and ground pork. You can use all pork, all ground beef, a mixture of the two. I like the mixture of the two just because I feel like it adds to the flavor, the texture, and it gives it just that much more protein. So I'm a big, huge fan of ground beef. I feel like ground beef is one of the most powerful proteins that you can use, especially if you are trying to lose weight or just plain and simple nourish your body. Now, if you're someone who doesn't eat a lot of meat, another thing you can do is bone broth. I'm always stocked up on Kettle and Fire bone broth. It is my absolute favorite. We're gonna be using it for our soup today. It already has the protein from the meat, but we're gonna add in almost 60 grams of protein just from our broth. So instead of using water, I'm gonna go ahead and use the bone broth. Now, of course, lasagna is typically made with pasta, but we are also gonna keep this low carb. So instead of using lasagna sheets, I'm gonna be using some zucchini. I've already sliced it. I was trying to use like a mandolin, but guys, I was so scared to like slice off a piece of my finger. But if you have a mandolin, like the little cover for it, it makes it so much easier. So you can use zucchini, you can use hearts of palm, you can use egg whites, like they have these egg white wraps. I'm just gonna go completely low carb, so we're going with the zucchini. It is so easy to make. This is one of the easiest dinners. If your family loves lasagna, they are going to love this soup. It is delicious, it is creamy, it is decadent, and best of all, it is super duper nourishing, okay? So super high in protein, super delicious. So we're gonna move over to the stove and I'm gonna show you how to just throw everything in and show you how delicious this soup turns out. Okay, so I have some white onion. We're just gonna go ahead and saute that. Throw in our garlic. Okay, so we have our onions, our garlic, it's nice and fragrant. Okay, we have our ground beef going in. And we have our sausage. So this is just Italian sausage. You can do spicy. I'm just using regular Italian sausage. I think it adds so much flavor for soups like this. If I had to choose, like if I can only choose one, I'd go with the sausage because it just adds a lot of flavor to the actual broth. And I might as well season it now so that it cooks into the meat. All right, so we're going in with some Italian seasoning, garlic powder. And I will leave the recipe in the description below so that you can actually, like if you want to follow an actual recipe. And always remember, check out the description. I have, not only do I leave the recipe in there, I also have my ultra low carb meal plan. So if you are trying to lose weight, I created a meal plan specifically for you. Literally walks you through breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, desserts, drinks, all the swaps, basically holds your hand through your journey. So I will have that linked in the description below. Make sure you pick that up. It will be super helpful, okay? I have some crushed red peppers, if you like a little bit of spice. And we are still going to add some salt and pepper. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cook our meat pretty much all the way through. And then we are going to add in our liquids. Okay, so our meat is pretty much cooked through. That's literally what takes the longest. Now comes the fun part. So we're gonna toss in our bone broth. This one here, I'm using chicken. I have my chicken and I have beef, so I'm gonna use both. But ultimately, I love using bone broth because it adds so much protein. So again, 19 grams of protein each box. You can do a mixture. You can even do one box of bone broth, do some water. I'll probably still end up adding a little bit of water. But if you have kiddos that don't like to eat a lot or don't eat a lot of protein, then this is a great way to kind of sneak protein into their diet. You could even make it, you know, like with soups, like some kids love like the little star soups. Throw in bone broth and add in at least 20 grams of protein extra to your soup. I have a discount code for these. You can use it on their site. Just use low carb love 20 and get 20% off your entire order. So I always stock up. I have boxes in my garage, and of course it's soup season is coming. So you already know your girl is going to be making all the soups. So here we are. I put in 3 of the little boxes So that's almost 60 extra grams of protein. It is amazing for your hair, skin, nails, your gut. So much protein, which obviously we all need. So I just love that just incorporating that into my meals gives me all those benefits. So now we're just going to bring this to a boil. So we have our bone broth. I might add in a little bit of water, but I'm also gonna do some half and half. You can do half and half, you can do heavy cream. I like doing half and half just because it still gives me the creaminess, but it doesn't give me all the calories and fat. So 1 tablespoon has 50 calories. So imagine using like 2 cups of it. Yeah, I know. So that's why I like to use half and half. Now I'm gonna go ahead and let that heat up. Now we're gonna put in our cream cheese. Now this is where it's going to get creamy. I mean, it's already nice and creamy, but lasagna is, you know, it's a creamy dish. Like we are definitely going to do it justice and make it just as creamy as a traditional lasagna. So we have the cream cheese in, now we have a little bit of mozzarella. And last but not least, some parm. And we'll bring everything to a simmer. Now we're gonna throw in our noodles, right? That are made out of zucchini, just to keep it low carb. And this is literally just going right in. And you wanna add these at the end because zucchini cooks super duper fast and you don't want them to start breaking up in there. Same goes with the spinach. Some people add like kale, kind of like the sopa de toscana. That's one of my favorite soups as well. But this one here, ooh, I just love it because it's like nice and creamy. But this is basically dinner, okay? Dinner is served. I'm just gonna let it come to a boil. You can serve this like I feel like what is typically like lasagna has ricotta. You can probably serve it, put a little dollop of ricotta. I don't have it. I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of parm, sprinkle a little bit of parsley, some chili flakes, call it a day. That is it. I mean, if you wanted to serve this with like a gluten-free, like some garlic bread, do like a side salad. I'm gonna do it as is because I have no other plans for anything else, but it is so filling. It is so comforting. This is definitely like a fall and winter recipe, but I'm telling you, if you make this in the middle of summer, it will be gone. Everyone will eat it, okay? You already know we have to do a taste together. I'm trying to get a little bit of everything. This thing is piping hot. Hopefully I don't burn my mouth. Cheers. Literally feels like pasta. Phenom. 10 out of 10. Wow. It is nice and creamy. It is such a comforting soup. I'm telling you right now, if you love the sopa de toscana, if you love lasagna, this is like a perfect mix of the two. I can't say enough. This is a recipe that you're going to make on repeat over and over and over. And if you invite friends and family, they are going to ask you for the recipe. It is really that good. So if you've been thinking about making a soup, this soup right here is definitely worth making, 100%. Okay, so I will leave the actual recipe in the description below. But if you guys have friends and family that are on a weight loss journey, or maybe just eating low carb or trying to make healthier choices in their life, please share my channel, please share this recipe, please share my ultra low carb meal plan. All of these will be super, super helpful for someone who is just getting started. But anyway, thank you so much for being here. I love you, and I'll see you on my next video. Mwah.